Coug fans, Melinda Lee here. I might be tall, but I keep your sport short with your latest look into what's been happening in Cougar athletics. Well, blame it on the chilly weather, but something caused the WSU men's basketball team to freeze in last Friday's game against UW. Even though the Cougs pulled out the close win against the Huskies earlier this season at home, they fell 72-49 over in Seattle. Now, part of this problem could have been because junior guard Devontae Lacey was the only player to be scoring double digits for the Cougs this time around. But with this loss, the Huskies are now leading the Apple Cup basketball series 178-102. This week, the men are looking to recover from their dog bite and defeat USC here in Pullman. Former head coach for the WSU men's basketball team, Tony Bennett, might not be regretting his decision to leave WSU for Virginia this week. That's because on Saturday, Bennett defeated Syracuse and brought Virginia their first outright ACC championship title in 33 years. Props, Tony. As far as I'm concerned, once a Coug, always a Coug. Turning now to the Cougar women's basketball program, the women wrapped up their regular season and are now preparing for the Pac-12 conference tournament in Seattle's Key Arena. Even though the ladies dropped to Samford in their season finale last Saturday, the women finished their season 15-15 overall and 9-9 in Pac-12 play. This record has earned the ladies a number 7 seed going into the Pac-12 tournament, where they'll open up against number 10 Oregon Ducks. Here's hoping that we see a repeat of these ladies' senior night Oregon Duck Roast. I can't say I won't miss watching Dayon Buchanan play safety for the Cougar football team. With no less than 78 solo tackles during his college career, this player has continued to shine and steal the show on his path to the majors. Last week, Buchanan headed to the NFL Combine, where he posted impressive scores in front of coaches and managers from all 32 NFL franchises. With a best time in the 40-yard dash and some other impressive stats, Buchanan's made his way near the top of the draft list. Buchanan, you'll be missed, but we're looking forward to watching you represent WSU in the NFL. With some Cougar athletes like Buchanan moving out, new recruits are moving in. Reporter Devin Truby has more on the latest addition to the Cougar volleyball program.
17-year-old Haley Mathis is the newest addition to the Cougar women's volleyball team. She graduated a semester early from her high school in Illinois to become a Coug. For Haley, making the decision to join Cougar athletics wasn't difficult.
I mean, I knew it would benefit me, and not just me, but the team also, because they only have Haley McDonald here setting right now, and so to make practice more efficient, they really needed an extra setter.
For Haley, WSU felt like home.
How good we are, but when I came to WSU, it was really genuine, and they're like more of a family type relationship. They're really welcoming.
It's easy to see why the Cougars recruited Haley at 5'11", leading her high school team to 4 Nation Trail Conference championships, and her participation with USA Volleyball.
A lot of stuff with USA Volleyball. This past summer, we went and won a silver medal at the USA AV Volleyball Championships, so that's...
We chatted with veteran setter Heath McDonald about the dynamic the two share.
It's great. We push each other on and off the court. We're with each other a lot. She lives down the hall with me, so it's really good, and we have a really good dynamic as setters. So.
Look for Haley setting up some action as number 9 on the court in the fall.
We'll be looking forward to catching Haley and the rest of the Cougar volleyball team back in action this fall. Now, as we top off our sports short today, let's mention a couple other of last week's highlights that are worth mentioning today. So the WSU women's swim team returned from Federal Way this week after claiming 8th place at the Pac-12 swimming championship. Also finishing strong for the women, Cougar tennis defeated Boise State last week 4-3 and are now 12-2 overall. Looks like our women are continuing to play strong. All right, so that's all I have today for today's Sports Short. But don't go away. Bridgette Larson is up next with your entertainment news, and she's going to be talking everything from DANCEATHON to Oscars. You're watching Wake Up Wazzu.
Good morning and welcome to Bridgette's Buzz, bringing you the latest in entertainment news. Over the weekend, WSU raised money for the local hospital in a unique way. Let's take a look.
Students got their groove on to raise money for the Pullman Regional Hospital Saturday. From 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. there was dancing, DJing, Zumba, and pizza. The funds raised were put towards helping women and children in the Pullman community.
It really also brings students from all parts of campus together and unifies the campus for a good cause.
According to the hospital website, the goal of the event was not only to raise money and support, but also engage students in leadership, philanthropy, and unified efforts towards charity.
Well, everybody has a walkathon, you know, everybody has a jogathon. The dance-a-thon is just a totally different approach to the whole thing. So I think that it's going to help put awareness, and it's going to help get a lot of people involved.
Not only were the dancers raising money for a cause, but it didn't look like there was any shortage of fun at the event.
It's the blast. We're having so much fun. There's so much music. We're going to do Zumba in a little bit, so we're just getting our dance moves on.
The event has already danced itself into raising more than $5,000 for the Pullman Regional Hospital. For Wake Up Wazzu, I'm Bridgette Larsen.
Christopher Boykin, also known as Big Black from shows Robin Big and Fantasy Factory, headed over to Pullman to speak to students Wednesday about diversity in television. The discussion was a success. And last night was one of the biggest nights of entertainment of the year. It was the Oscars. Matthew McConaughey took home the award for Best Actor in a Leading Role for his role in Dallas Buyers Club. Cate Blanchett took home Best Actress in a Leading Role for her role in Blue Jasmine. And 12 Years a Slave took home the big prize, Best Picture. Lupita Nyong'o was Best Actress in a Supporting Role for her role in 12 Years a Slave. And Ellen DeGeneres made an interesting Oscar request, ordering pizza for the celebrity crowd, and later took a selfie with a group of stars that crashed Twitter. The tweet was the most retweeted tweet of all time, now at 2.6 million retweets. And coming up after the break, we have Real Talk with Lexi and Heidi. Stay tuned.
Good morning and welcome to Real Talk. I'm Heidi Harris.
And I'm Lexi Swanson.
So last night, what you could not have missed were the Oscars. So exciting. There were so many big moments that we definitely want to discuss. And first are some of those who made it on our best dress list, and also some of those who made it on the worst dress list. So Lexi, who are some of your favorites?
Okay, so my absolute favorite of the night was Lupita Nyong'o. She had that beautiful ice blue dress with her dark skin. It was like amazing.
It just popped.
I know, and everyone's talking about it. It's all over E-News and all over Twitter. The only thing that I would correct about it, though, is that her gold headband, because she doesn't necessarily have a lot of hair, so I don't think it makes like a lot of sense to wear a headband.
See, I didn't even notice that at all.
Oh, wow.
I just think her dress was just so glamorous, and I loved it.
Yeah, because it's hard. You overlook the imperfections because it was so beautiful.
Have you seen 12 Years a Slave?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yes, I loved it. There wasn't even a dry eye in the theater, but anyway,
oh my gosh,
she's so
it's
great.
Definitely on my watch list.
Yeah.
My next favorite was Jennifer Lawrence. She looked classy as usual. Her hair was beautiful, and what would be an Oscars without Jennifer Lawrence tripping?
Oh my goodness, grabbing the dress of the girl in front of her.
Yes, there's this hilarious video. There's a picture even of her. It looks like she's clawing the girl in front of her.
Just panic all over her face.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. It's such a typical Jennifer Lawrence move.
Yeah. And what do you think about her pixie cut? Because I know a lot of people are either really, really for it, gung-ho, or hate it.
You know, I think it looked amazing last night, but typically I'm not a big fan of it, especially the way she will normally style it, because I feel like with such short hair it always has to be very styled, and she kind of just leaves it, but she's beautiful. She could rock anything.
I totally agree. She could wear a paper bag, honestly. Yeah.
Yes. So, and then worst dressed, Heidi, who do you think was the worst dressed last night?
You know, on my list, you might not agree with me, but I really did not like what Pharrell Williams had going on.
What? Oh my gosh.
The top was just like a tux, and it was fancy, and it looked really good, and then you get to this spot where his slacks are chopped, and they look like swim trunks, and I just wasn't feeling it.
You know, it might not have been dressy enough for the Oscars, but I thought it was an overall good look, and I think it's a trend that will catch on in men's fashion. Maybe not for such fancy events, but for more informal things, like maybe in a form of jeans.
So we should start telling the gentleman, hey, cut your slacks off above your knee, and you will be in. You heard it from Lexi.
Yes, it is about to be a new thing.
Yeah.
So there's also this new craze. It's called Tinder. And Heidi, what is Tinder?
So Tinder is essentially an app, a dating app. And it's really actually kind of looks based. A picture will pop up, somebody that you've matched with, maybe a mutual friend of a mutual friend, and it'll pop up, and you either click like if you're into it, or you swipe next if you're not feeling it.
Yes. Heidi, have you had a Tinder? Did you make a Tinder?
I actually don't have a Tinder, but I have multiple friends who do. I mean, let's be honest, we've all either considered getting it or we already have it on our phone. And I always scroll through it, and you get the weirdest matches, and also some people like, oh, awkward, I already know them, that's my brother. You know?
I actually decided to do some research, and I made a Tinder, and as I was, the first, 5 people I got matched up with were all my friends. And so it was not like a positive start for me. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. I know all these people.
Yeah, just awkward.
People that I never even would consider dating even, or it was just too friendly for me. I think I knew too many people, and it was
definitely. And what do you think? Do you think any good relationships could come out of that, or do you think it's all kind of under the rug? They're getting together. You don't really know what's
I don't think people. I don't see how it's forms relationships. I think it's for hangouts and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely.
But we sent Brooklyn on the street to ask the people in Pullman what they thought.
What did they think of Tinder?
They have to say about Tinder. Let's check it out. Honestly, don't really see the point of it, because I feel like if you want to meet someone and have a genuine relationship start from that, you should probably start with the conversation.
Like a way to meet people around, well, girls, I mean, yeah. But I deleted it because it was here it's not a big population, and I kept getting girls from Moscow and stuff, so I was just it's kind of useless. So.
Seriously, but I use it for fun when I'm fooling around.
Really don't like it. I think it's insincere, and there's only 2 things you're looking for if you're using it. That's my perspective on it. I don't know, I think there's just so many other ways to meet people. I met this girl in my dorm my freshman year. I met her online. I don't know, it seems fake to me.
I know that you really do solely base people on their looks, and that's how things start. But Tinder is just too weird. And I think it'd be so weird to tell people that, oh yeah, we met on Tinder and we've been dating for 5 years. And I don't see how a relationship that started on Tinder could blossom into something that lasts that long anyways.
If it's late at night and I'm laying in bed trying to fall asleep, I'll just go on Tinder and just swipe. You know, it's fun. This kid messaged me on it once, and I was like, I don't want him to actually think I used Tinder, so I deleted it, you know? It was funny.
All right. Well, I'm just happy to see that the people of Pullman have the same thoughts as I do on Tinder.
No one's really for it, it seems like. But they all have it, so I don't know.
Yeah. They've all tested it out, whether or not they like it or not.
Absolutely. So next week we're going to be talking about Jimmy Fallon and that craze, because he's just doing so well.
And we'll have more on spring break. So back to you, Megan and Ben.
Best Oscar for...
Thanks, Lexi and Heidi. So, Ben, do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Tinder?
Yeah, I do have a Twitter. God, we're getting mixed up
We're
here.
going to mix up with our social medias.
I don't have a Tinder. I think it's a little silly. I mean, I feel like boys, if you really want to talk to a girl, you think she's cute, you think she's pretty, talk to her.
You know,
yeah, get some courage and talk to her.
I'm sad that we're missing that face-to-face connection, but hey, if it works for some people.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if it's making great relationships, then sure, totally. Why not?
Exactly. So, did you see the Oscars last night?
I did. I'm glad that Frozen won.
They won Best Animated Picture.
Yes, and the song "Let It Go" by...
That's my favorite.
Me too. And Idina Menzel from Wicked, she was the one who sang that. They won the Oscar for Best Song.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Really glad that they won.
I know. I wish I was in that crowd getting free pizza from Ellen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that selfie that she took.
That
was
so many retweets.
Yeah. What do you? Do you do a big Oscar viewing party with your friends? You just watch it by yourself?
We watched it in our apartment last night with a couple of friends, so that was fun.
Yeah, you get dressed up and you're champagne.
Oh, I mean, totally.
Yeah. What would be your favorite dressed woman from the Oscars?
I really like Jennifer Lawrence. I thought the red dress was very beautiful, and she looked really well.
Did you see she tripped?
She did. Once again, she fell on the red carpet.
Do you like the red hair or no? Or the short hair or no?
I like it. I think she looks good.
I personally like the longer hair, but...
It's a new style.
So, yeah. Well, that's all we have for this episode of Wake Up Wazzu. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and and join us next week. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ben Weinman.
And I'm Megan Abundis. Thank you for tuning in. Go Cougs.